Lily the bear, she did amazing.
Correct.
And Hope, Lily and Hope, and other bears over the years.
But without you showing them in your group and letting them know what was going on, it wouldn't have happened. Those bears would have been out there, but it wouldn't have happened.
Yeah, right.
Correct.
Yeah, right.
And I'm not trying to put the trophy on you or anybody else. I'm just saying, as a group, it turned out that we're all together.
Yeah. Well, it was that new technology and just things came together in the research.
Yep.
And well, in my early research, I didn't use touch because I'd see how they'd respond to it. It made them nervous. I was afraid that it would destroy trust. And so but in this final phase of it, then I found that once you can stroke them firmly down the back, and then you're right on the road to building deeper trust. And that meant putting radio collars on without tranquilizers. It meant that when these new GPS technology things came, that would send a bear's location to the computer live every 10 minutes. And we had to change batteries frequently to make that work. And you didn't want to be tranquilizing them that often. About every week or two, did you have to change the batteries? The bears would let us do it. That made a lot of things possible. And then it also made that we could put webcams in the dens and get the first pictures and knowledge of what bears do in the dens without the observer effect. Anybody that tried it before had to be there looking in the den, and what they were recording is the bear's reactions to them. And sometimes that reaction was leaving the den, abandoning it. So all of a sudden, we had the way to solve that least studied area of bear biology, what happens in the den. And since that, we shared that with people around the world. It brought a lot of people together and put bears kind of on the map as far as people thinking different of them.
Great story. But do not go out and try to stroke a bear on its back. He's not telling you to do that.
No, he's not. But a couple of questions that I had to ask you that people always wonder about, because you always wonder about odd questions that you never get to ask.
Yeah.
Things that they're afraid to ask. And I'm okay to ask those things.
Okay.
Because I'd like to see the reaction on your face.
So
I heard a rumor.
Okay.
Some time ago, and I know Donald will back me on this if you're not telling, if you're kind of fluffing it.
I can't get away with that with her around.
Understanding you're out in the woods or you're somewhere and you see a nice pile of steamy scat.
Yeah, right.
And you didn't have nothing to really carry it with, so you would pick it up because you wanted to study it.
Right.
And put it in your pocket.
Yes.
And steaming and all.
Well, okay.
Is that true?
Well, I don't want to say it in front of people. I don't want to say it to that camera over there.
Well, no, because it's a question that people ask because you're willing to go through some pretty tough measures to be able to do some study in it and put that under a microscope, see what kind of bacteria is in it, what's in the scat. Correct? No, we don't taste it. Do we taste it?
I have wanted to make a pie out of it to see if anybody would eat it. Because a lot of berries come through whole. And if you made a pie out of that, and somebody came back for seconds, that would say something.
So they're kind of a picking machine for you.
Well, in a way, but I have eaten a couple of the berries from a scat, right, yeah. But, so, I know they would fare okay in a pie.
Okay.
But I haven't really gone through with that.
No, but it kind of brings you to the point of you're looking to see what they eat.
Yes.
And you're willing to carry that in your pocket.
Yeah.
Smoke it.
Right, yeah.
And get it back and actually dissect it and study it.
Yeah.
Which there's some amazing things that you can find out on a bear and where they've been.
Right.
Correct.
These are amazing things you should have on your questionnaire before you marry someone.
I can read the headline. And I'm not going to say it. Always check their pockets before they go into the wash.
Actually, I did become an experiment for a medical center, and that is that when I was trapping bears, catching them in barrel traps and stuff, the bears would come out, they'd be covered with feces, they'd been in there for a while, they needed a bath, and and then when I'd be baiting the traps, here's stuff with, maggots and stuff on it. And I'd throw it in, then I'd grab a sandwich and eat the sandwich. And I had all kinds of bear scat stuff I touched. And then, so anyway, at the VA Medical Hospital right here in the cities, they did all kinds of tests on me to see what kind of parasites or whatever I had, and I was clean.
So there you go. You go.
That says a good thing about bears.
It does. And you may be out there going, "Ooh, what's all this?" But ultimately, what I'm bringing up is the fact that when you're doing studies and you're doing different things, and you may not always have the tools with you, you got to do things that are maybe a little bit out of the ordinary to get the results that you need.
Right. Yeah. Right.
And that's the moral of the story is there's questions that when you're out in the field and things happen, a lot of times people wonder, gee, I wonder what he does when he's stuck out there and all of a sudden he's in a major storm or a downpour or something happens. It's just little things like that make a big difference.
Like walking with bears.
Yep.
You don't want to weigh yourself down carrying a lot of water, so you just look for the puddle that you can, get down on your belly and drink out of the puddle.
Oh.
And you don't want to drink out of a flowing stream, which, looks like the prettiest place to drink, but that just keeps that Giardia stuff stirred up. In a puddle, it sinks, so it's safe to drink.
Oh.
Same thing in a lake. You don't want to drink around the shoreline where it keeps, waves.
Up.
Yeah, get out a little ways, then take a scoop, and it's fine.
You take a scoop way out in the middle, there's no poop.
Right. Well, there's no Giardia because they sink to the bottom.
Because it comes from duck's stuff.
I don't know, whatever, but but I've never had a problem.
Amazing.
Yeah, right.
Well, you probably got a fairly tough gut. You're right. Well, you do. I'm sure that we can build immunities and all that stuff. But, that's little stories and stuff that come up that bring the North American Bear Center to where it's at today is the 50 years of research, all the things that he's done. People don't see those little things that make the big difference. With his 50 years of research that he did not want us to do, but we had to do it so we could sink some teeth into all the stuff that's in the Bear Center and show them, who was really involved and behind us, because the questions were always coming. Where did this come from? Where did this information come from? And we were able to give them a solid display of evidence that shows where it came from and all the efforts that you and your family and your kids and everybody else dealt with.
I was just very lucky along the way that I had opportunities to try new things, to learn new things.
Yep.
Like when I came to the University of Minnesota here, which was just an amazing opportunity. And then when I was planning my research and the university was developing radio collars to revolutionize wildlife research, they picked my study to be one of the first to use them. And as a result, I could do kinds of studies that nobody had done before. In fact, actually, a social kind of study and how their social organization and all that. And I was the first one to do a study of a solitary kind of mammal. All the previous studies had been of group-living mammals like chimpanzees and elephants and lions. And so I've just had some amazing breaks to let me do what I did. And then, but to really, with radio collars, amazing kind of data, materialized, the first of its kind. But then I got a job with the U.S. Forest Service, and I needed even more detail in my data. I needed to do the Jane Goodall kind of stuff. You had to have bears accept me into their world and ignore me and let me be there and observe them as they just went about their lives. And I had no idea whether it would work. And bears scared me by lunging and charging and stuff. And I thought, is it really safe to be out there with these animals? What if something upsets them and what could happen? So I had to do some testing to find out, how safe some of that stuff would be. And but I was just lucky that, after a while, you see enough things that you relax a bit, and things that look really bad are not really that bad. And so, but I really wanted to test some of this stuff that looked dangerous. I don't know, maybe I'm getting too much into detail about stuff. Oh, okay. I'll tell you more then. So then, all of a sudden, out of the blue, I had a mother with cubs, charge me, and it was the most terrifying moment of my career, actually, because by that time I realized that most charges are bluff charges, and that when they come, when they're trying extra hard to look ferocious, it's all talk. But this one was not like that. It just came. And didn't stop 20 feet away like usual, just came. And when she got just about there, I tried to move back and tripped. As I was falling back, she was right about on me, and I had to defend myself, I thought. And then when I landed on my back and she was standing over me, eye to eye, I just watched. What's she going to do next? What should I do? And she walked away. And that told me something about how they are characterized much more by restraint than by ferocity. And so then I went to a den, and there was a bear that would lunge at me. I mean, I saw that in a bunch of dens, but I wondered, okay, am I just lucky? Have I just been lucky, or is it really their restraint? So when the bear lunged at the entrance of the den, a mother with cubs, she was cornered in there, and slammed her feet down 2 feet short of me. I thought, I've seen them stop at that distance many times. If I crawled 2 feet in there, right to where she had slammed her feet down, I was a little chicken, and I had my camera in front of my face so that I wouldn't get hit in the face. And again, lunged at me, claws all spread, slam them down, big blow, explosive, very scary it looks like, all talk. 2 feet short again. So it was the bear making a decision like that. And that time, when I thought, okay, that's encouraging, let me see what she does next. Because after each one of these lunges, they settle back. And the bear settled back, and then I could not have predicted, the bear turned its back, hit its head in the back corner of the den, exposing the cubs to me, not defending them. I'm in the den with her, and so then I tried that on another bear. Same thing again. Wow. And that's when I realized it would be safe to try to walk with bears, with mothers and cubs and all that.